giving you the power to prosper. Workers and overhaul the existing system as the debate over retirement benefits for public employees has exploded nationwide. Bottom line, previously guaranteed pension benefits can't be guaranteed. The report for an overhaul was unanimously approved to go forward. So, Leslie Marshall, you're still with us, and you're from that great state of California. What do you think of this?
This is very different, Charles, than what we're seeing in Wisconsin and what we're seeing in New Jersey. As you know, Governor Brown is a friend to the unions now, and he was when he was governor last time around. We have a different situation economically in the state of California, but this is being presented entirely differently because what we're talking about, although they're talking about a freeze, this is not something that they're saying we're absolutely 100% going to do this, we're just going to cut people off. The governor said to the unions, look, we need to talk. I mean, the state's in bad shape, and the unions have said yes. Just like in Wisconsin, where the union said, yes, we'll agree to these cuts. They understand that. So do the public employees. So we're seeing a very different tone, a very different path and plan in the state of California.
Okay.
And you're not going to see people protesting on the streets here because we don't need to do that.
Kimberly, you know, this last election in November. Okay, this last election in November, though, the American Federation of State and Local Municipal Workers, they spent $67 million. They went to a special fund of $15 million, and they borrowed $2 million to fight this kind of agenda. They don't embrace it.
That's where your union dues are going. And I know Governor Jerry Brown personally, and I'm from California, from San Francisco. This is one of the reasons that he was elected, by the way, and was able to defeat Meg Whitman, is the help of the union. They are a powerful person, advocate to have on your side. It is seriously like a weapon of mass destruction against an opponent for an election. There is no way that he's going to go against them. But yes, if they come to the table, he's going to have meaningful discussions because California is in big trouble. The finances of the state are in complete disarray, and yeah, Governor Schwarzenegger was in before. They have to do something drastic, right. And part of it is a responsibility to get these union costs under control.
Curtis?
Oh, the only thing that's changed with Moonbeam Brown is that he was chasing Linda Ronstadt in the 70s, and now he's got to deal with Lady Gaga. No clothes on, skirt steaks, the whole 9 yards.
Skirt
and he's not, don't you remember the skirt steak dress? I'm sure Kimberly, you used to wear one of those,
exactly.
Right? It's so freaky-deaky out there. But anyway, the point being is, it's the last guy in the world who's going to be able to bend the leg of unions and stuff it in their pocket.
He doesn't want to.
That's right, exactly. That's my point.
Right?
He doesn't want to bend the legs of his benefactors.
The complaint on the part of the righties like you guys about how the unions and the left, they're all together. But you have a problem with the Koch brothers, which is why the guy got through to the governor of Wisconsin, or the NRA, or all the big right-wing organizations and unions and donors who have the right wing in their pocket. But God forbid there's one.
Listen, Alan, we're talking about. Okay, let's talk about California, though.
I am talking about California. I'm talking about the relationships that you want to ignore.
What's going to happen, though, if Jerry Brown can't raise taxes? Will he be able to go the extra mile and get real concessions from the union?
He'll get concessions, but he's not going to do away with the collective bargaining. Yes, we've already had real concessions all over the country, but he's not going to do away with the collective bargaining, so it's not an issue, as Leslie points out, in California. And in fact, if we could actually raise taxes nationally so they could be for more revenue sharing rather than what we have now, the lowest taxes in this country since 1950, so these states wouldn't suffer, we'd be in a lot better shape if we stopped the tax breaks for billionaires.
Leslie, how likely is it that Republicans are going to go along with this whole thing?
Well, I have to tell you, some Republicans are, because in California we have many more moderate Republicans, for one, and two.
Well, and the rest of the country calls those guys rhinos, but I know what you're talking about.
Right. We know, just like I call Blue Dog Democrats Republicans. But basically, in the state of California, we know things are a mess. We also know it's not because of the pensions solely or the majority. I mean, hey, look, do you know that Governor Brown found $7 million in waste just from, like, cups and pens and pins they were giving away, from Sacramento? So there are this governor, as I think all governors should, left or right, is going to look at, okay, where did the money go? Where do we need to make cuts? And if they do need to renegotiate contracts going forward regarding pensions, he's open to that, and so with the unions.
After Governor Arnold, I'm surprised they didn't find $7 million in the seat cushions of his office.
No doubt, or in like workout equipment. But you know what? Great. I'm glad. $7 million. I mean, every little bit's going to count. But we're not going to do anything serious about the budget crisis in California by eliminating the little I Heart California cups or the buttons. That's not what's going to make a difference. And by the way, the public outcry against these legacy costs that are crippling states, and she didn't didn't even say solely, but she knows it is contributing. Leslie knows that. This is a problem that has to be dealt with. That's why you're seeing this ripple effect across the country, and people are tired of it. It wouldn't be tolerated in the private sector, and it shouldn't in the public sector.